Alright, now I'm practicing my reading in English. The biblical teaching concerning the resurrection and the condition of men and women in death is full of comfort and courage. In times of sorrow, we need not give ourselves up to uncontrolled grief, even as others which have no hope. Our reason for hope is Jesus, who said, because I live, you shall live also. In our understanding of what happens to a person at death, during the intermediate state, and at the resurrection, we Adventists differ from most Christians. We speak of the resurrection of a person, believing in the unity of the person and the impossibility of conscious existence apart from the body. There is no biblical support for the concept that at the resurrection there is a reuniting of the body with a soul from which in death it had been separated. The Hebrew and Greek words translated soul in the Bible basically represent the person himself, not a conscious, ever living part of him that is capable of existing without the body. At death, a person loses all consciousness. The body disintegrates and becomes like the dust of the earth. The dead do not exist consciously in heaven or hell. Metaphorically, they sleep. They will be called to the resurrection from their grave, where, without being conscious of time, their wait will seem as though it had been but a moment. This is another example of God's love and mercy, for if people were taken to heaven at death, how could they fully enjoy heaven's bliss as they watched the sorrow and pain their loved one was suffering on earth? Although the Bible teaches nothing about the conscious soul or spirit surviving the death of the body, it had much to say about life after death. It makes clear that death comes to all, the righteous and the wicked, but pictures a vastly different future from each. After resting in the dust until the resurrection, the dead will live again to meet the consequences of their lifetime choices. Those who have accepted Jesus' offer of eternal life will receive immortality. Those who have rejected the offer leave God no other choice but to give them up to eternal separation from Him. They can receive life from no other source, nor can they continue to receive it from God, who, because of His love for His redeemed children, cannot allow selfishness and sin to coexist with them in His perfect universe. At the second advent, the saints of all ages will receive their inheritance simultaneously. On that day of resurrection, each person will be a new creation and will be given a new body, and yet each will recognize friends and be recognized by them. Those who walk heaven street will be the very same people who live on earth and pass through the experiences that made them unique. It is comforting to know that God will preserve people, characters, and personalities, and on the resurrection day will restore them to their own special personhood. Seven-day Adventists consider death an enemy, as do others, but we are not terrified by it. We can face it confidently, trusting in the loving Father in Jesus, our elder brother, whose victory over the grave can be our victory too, through faith. An Adventist who had just discovered that he was the victim of terminal disease illustrated this kind of confidence when he wrote to a close family friend. On Tuesday afternoon, the original diagnosis was confirmed. That was hard to take, as you can imagine, but everything is going to be alright, I know. God can still work miracles. That night, my wife and I had a long talk together and really faced this whole thing for the first time together. Sometimes I believe God tests the fervency of our prayer and delays answering in order for our faith to be tested. No matter what happens, time is very short as far as this earth is concerned. We got to thinking about how it might be like a father telling his little boy that it was time to go to bed. The boy might argue and say he wanted to stay up a little longer, but the father would be apt to say, "Son, there is a better day tomorrow, a new day in which to do the things you want so much to do." If that is what God is telling me, why should I question His wisdom? All right, I have finished reading. Thank you.